Hello, fellow classmates and Professor Cortez. My name is Barbara Ogan, and I'm a graduate student seeking my degree in early childhood education. My socioeconomic status would be middle class. I've been happily married for 25 years to my high school sweetheart, and I consider myself a Black American. And we speak English in my household. I was born in Clarksville, Tennessee, about 126 miles northwest of Nashville, Tennessee, which is considered the country music capital of the world. I am the middle child. My mom had 3 boys, then she had me. She calls me the joy of her life. My mom actually had 6 children straight. Every year she had a child for 6 years. And then she had my other siblings, my last 2 sisters, about 6 and 8 years apart. So I came along, I was the 4th child, so I'm considered the middle child. My 3 older brothers, my mom jokingly would call them the 3 Stooges. And they would joke around all the time and do all kinds of funny things. My mom had us all naturally, but under anesthesia, no C-section. My mom bottle fed us. With my father. My father helped take care of us. He would bottle feed us as well and change our diapers and things of that nature. My parents both were very young. They worked in factories. When my parents had conflicting schedules, my grandmother would take care of us and until they got home. I don't consider growing up poor, even though my mom said that we were poor. But I don't ever recall needing or wanting anything. My parents always provided. They were always there. They were always loving and caring and giving. My father did have his struggles with money. Occasionally, he would spend money on, my mom would call silly things, and we would have to borrow money from my grandmother to, which she would call, make ends meet. But my father was always around. He was always around. My parents were not strict. They actually did a lot with us. They would play games with us. We'd watch cartoons together. They would take us to the park. We would go Saturdays to what's called the White Castle and get ice cream and those little White Castle burgers as a family. We did have a curfew where we would have to go in before the street lights would go out in our neighborhood. And in the fall, it was usually around 6 o'clock, and then in the summer it was around 8 o'clock. We would always try to eat dinner together. My mom and father both cooked. They enjoyed cooking, and we would watch TV if we didn't have homework. We would watch family shows and comedy shows, and we would watch a lot of Westerns together as a family. My parents taught all of us to be thankful and respectful of adults. And that was a good thing, regardless of who you were. They expected us to be respectful and thankful, and they taught us to love each other and to always look out for each other and to try to take care of each other to the best of our abilities. I did not go to kindergarten. I started going to elementary school in 1st grade, and the school was in the neighborhood, so my brothers were responsible for walking me to school and getting me back home, and I thought it was great. I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, eat breakfast, watch maybe a few cartoons, and then walk to school with my brothers and my neighborhood friends. It was wonderful. My brothers were good kids. They would take me catfish fishing every Friday night, and we would get all this catfish and clean it and stay up to maybe 1 and 2 o'clock the following morning cooking and eating catfish. My father would cook and fry the catfish, and it was a lot of fun. My mom would make her famous potato salad and coleslaw, and my grandmother would come over late and bring dinner rolls and iced tea and Kool-Aid. It was the best time. We spent all of our holidays together. Christmas was the best time for all of our family and extended family to be together. We had basic Christmas gifts, nothing really fancy like the kids today. We would exchange basic gifts like dolls and coloring books and balls and dice and board games. We lived in a pretty good neighborhood, but we did have crime in our neighborhood, but we knew who those people were. Even though they lived a life of crime, my dad always respected them, and we did too. I grew up with a lot of neighborhood moms. My mom actually became a neighborhood mom when some of the other younger mothers moved into the neighborhood, she would take care of them, and I would help babysit. It was a lot of fun. I didn't really have chores, but my mom didn't have to ask me to do anything. I was always around my mom, learning how to cook and sew, fold clothes, and iron and sweep and keep the house clean. So I have to say I had the best childhood that a lot of my friends wish for. My parents were very loving. They always kept me safe. They always cared for me. They always loved me. My father passed away in 2014. He instilled in me lessons of love that I still have today for a lifetime. My mother still lives in Clarksville, Tennessee with my siblings, and me, my husband, and my daughter travel there every holiday, 4th of July, spring break, and special occasions. And I truly can say I've been blessed. I look forward to meeting some of you personally in class, and I wish you the best of luck in your educational journeys. Happy New Year.